Good morning, Year 2, and welcome back to another English lesson. Today is Thursday, the 25th of February, 2021, and we are going to be understanding information from a non-chronological report. This is a type of non-fiction text. To warm your brains up and a reminder from yesterday, I would like you to match the new vocabulary on the left, pest, habitat, marsupial, nocturnal, to the definition on the right. So in your book, write down the numbers 1 to 4 and then put the matching letter next to each to show the definition. Pause the video while you do this. Right, number 1, a pest. A pest is an insect or animal that causes trouble. So number 1 matches with B. Number 2, habitat. A habitat is the natural home for animals or plants. Number 2 matches with A. Number 3, a marsupial. A marsupial is an animal that carries its young in a pouch and can often be found mainly in Australia and sometimes in America. Number 3 is D. So number 4, the word nocturnal means active at night. C. Well done. We're going to be needing that new vocabulary today. So we've got a non-chronological report. A non-chronological report is a non-fiction report, so it tells us facts and information, but it's not written in any time order. That means you can read it in any order you like. It doesn't have a beginning, middle, and end. Here are some examples of non-chronological reports. These are all non-fiction reports, one about pandas, one about Australian animals, and one about castles and their defences. I could read these reports or parts of these reports in any order. I don't need to start at the beginning. If I wanted to find out what pandas eat, I could read this section here first. If I wanted to find out about koalas, I don't need to read the beginning. I can just jump to this section here. Non-chronological means you can read them in any order. We use the subtitles to help us find information that we need. These are the subtitles. This report about pandas. This subtitle, this section tells us, what do pandas look like? The next section tells us, what do pandas eat? These subtitles help us organise the writing and as a reader help us find things. So, if I wanted to learn about koalas, where would I find the information? I don't need to read the whole report. Would I look at A or would I look at B? I would look at B because this subtitle tells me all of this information is about koalas. I'm not looking for information about kangaroos. We've got our Wombat report we looked at yesterday. Please could you make sure you've got the report in front of you because we're going to read it together. Pause the video if you don't have it and go and get it. Wombats. This subtitle is, what is a wombat? Wombat is an animal that belongs to a group of marsupials. Wombats are nocturnal animals. They're active at night. Wombats are the second largest marsupials in Australia. They can reach up to 45 inches in length and up to 80 pounds in weight. Females, the girls, are slightly bigger than the males. All wombat species are divided into 2 groups, bare-nose and hairy-nose wombats. That means some of them have got hairy noses and some of them have got normal noses. What is a wombat habitat? That's where do they live? Wombats live in the coastal region of Australia and on the surrounding islands. Wombats prefer wet and forested areas on the slopes, open grasslands, and in the eucalyptus forests. What is a wombat diet? Wombats are herbivores, which means they are plant-eating animals, so they only eat plants. Their diet consists mainly of grass, roots, shrubs, moss, and bark. Their plant diet leads to wearing of their teeth. Because of that, their teeth grow constantly during their whole life. Interesting fact, wombats are considered as pests in certain parts of Australia because they damage crops and protective fences. Farmers do not hesitate to kill them to protect their lands. Other threats to the survival of wombats is habitat loss. These factors brought the northern hairy-nosed wombat to the edge of extinction. That means they were nearly all gone. Today, we're going to complete this sheet in your home learning pack by finding the information in the report we just read. Remember, the report is a non-chronological report, so we can read it in any order. For example, our first box on our sheet asks the question, what are they? I can use the subtitles in the report to help me quickly find the answer to this question. I don't need to read the whole report. I can find the subtitle, what is a wombat? And fill in this box. When we're filling in the box, you can just write notes using bullet points because tomorrow we're going to be writing in full sentences. So, the first box on your report, what are they? Find this section on your wombat report, pause the video and write some notes in this box. What is a wombat? So, in this box, what are they? You found the section on your report. What is a wombat? And you would have written notes such as, it's an animal, it's a marsupial, and it's nocturnal. That's what a wombat is. I've just written notes for today. One, because my box is quite small and I would run out of space, but also because tomorrow we're going to be writing in full sentences. Next question. Next box says, where do they live? Now, there isn't a subtitle that says, where do they live? We need one of our new words. Can you remember what is the word that means their natural home? What is that word? Habitat. Well done. Now, you need to find the subtitle that mentions their habitat so you can answer the question, where do they live? Find the subtitle now. Did you find it? Should be this one. What is a wombat habitat? Now you can pause the video to fill in the information on your sheet using this part of the report. What is a wombat's habitat will help you answer, where do they live? So, in your box, where do they live? You can write coastal region, Australia, that's important. And they prefer wet and forested areas. use the information in the report to answer the question on the sheet. We've done the first two boxes together. Now you need to complete the rest of the boxes using the information from the report. You don't need any other information. It's all in the report in front of you. Some boxes might have more information than others. Pause the video now while you fill out your worksheet. On the next slide are the answers. But I don't want you cheating. When you're sure you've tried your best and filled out as much as possible, you can press play and flick to the next slide, see the answers and what your report should look like. Fill in as much as possible because tomorrow we're going to use this information to write our own report. Well done, Year 2. Give it your best go. And here is what your report should look like when you've finished. No cheating. Some of these boxes might be slightly different. You might have some more information than me. Well done. Just remember to use the report to answer the questions.